Hi, everybody. Raylene Asberg here. I am super passionate about this topic today because it makes a huge difference in young people's lives. We're going to talk about when the going gets tough, when kids run into a situation where the project is too hard or the math problem they can't complete, or even a 1-year-old's trying to get the shape in the shape sorter and they can't get it in there. How can we respond in a way that keeps the child engaged, that keeps the child invested in that learning so they don't just give up, right? So there's a big trick to this. This is going to be a quick nap time nuggets. I'm going to be in and out of here, and then I'm going to get you to my blog, which has amazing videos. In 15 minutes, you can learn so much more about this topic too. No matter how much you try to help kids be successful, there's going to come a time when they run into a roadblock, when they have a difficulty. And if you jump in and fix it, you're going to show them that you don't believe in them, that you don't believe that they can do it. We've already talked about that. If you tell them all the time, you're so smart, you're so pretty, you're so good at this, then they start to become dependent on praise. They start to do less and less in order so that they can still get praise. They don't want to push themselves, because what if they choose a difficult project and they can't do it? And then they don't get the praise, so they don't want to do that. We cover that, the dark side of self-esteem, in Naptime Nuggets number 8. I'm going to give you the link to that if you want to go back and watch that long ago. Today we are on number 28. So what is the kind of things that we can do that keeps kids motivated, that teaches them to have a can-do attitude, so that when they run into a roadblock, when they run into something that's challenging, they still stick to it. They still keep working to solve the problem. Yes, we can jump in and solve it for them, but we don't want to take away their excited feeling of, I did it, right? So think about this. Do you want the children in your care to have straight A's their whole life, to always get the best score on everything? Is that what you want? So the trick to this is most parents would say, well, yeah, I want them to get straight A's. Why wouldn't I? Of course, they'll go further in school, they'll do better, right? This is the thing. What if every class they took their entire lives was easy, that they were never challenged, that they never had to work for it? You wouldn't want that, would you? Everything to be easy, where they were never pushed? That's probably what you meant, huh, Cheryl? We want them to learn and enjoy learning, and part of that's the struggle. So I wanted to ask you, think about a time that you tried something and it was difficult for you, and you didn't give up. You kept working and working and working until you got it. What motivated you? What was the thing that really pushed you to keep going? I want you to type in the box, think about a time that you were demotivated, like you just didn't want to do it because it was hard, or you were scared or worried or embarrassed, you didn't feel like you could do it, but you kept trying. You kept trying, you kept pushing yourself. Why? What motivated you? What was it about the situation that really kept you working hard? So there is a trick to this motivation thing. I teach Zumba, as most of you know, and people will come in and they will say, I'm going to try this class, but I'm just not coordinated. You're not coordinated? Okay, so you just walked in here, so pretty sure you're coordinated. But at what point in your life did you decide, I'm not coordinated? And did you decide you could never get more coordinated? I mean, the reality is, when I used to try and do musicals, I couldn't follow any choreography. I hadn't stuck with a dance class my whole life. So no, I couldn't just dance. So it was really hard for me to follow any choreography. I took longer than anyone to learn it, but I wanted to be in the play. It was so fun to be a part of it. So I just kept working and working at it. But I never really felt like I was a dancer, like I could dance. I went to my first Zumba class, dropped out right away because I was like, I just can't do it. I hadn't even tried. I hadn't even worked hard at it. So the trick to keeping kids motivated comes from a very strong message that we send. And it's not, I'm proud of you, you got an A. It's not, you got the top score, you won, I'm proud of you. That's not what keeps kids motivated, because they don't have control of that. If they got the top score in a school or in a classroom where nobody else was really good at that subject or had worked really hard on that subject, who cares? It doesn't, an A doesn't mean you worked really hard, just like a C doesn't mean you didn't work hard. You could have put your biggest, best effort into it and still gotten a C. So outside grades isn't going to make the difference. Let's say my daughter was in a gymnastics competition and she got 4 blue ribbons. Would I be so proud of her? She got 4 first places. What if there were only 3 people in her category, or 1? What if they weren't very good and had just started gymnastics this year? Then is it still just such a great thing she got a blue ribbon? So what defeats us? If you think about it, what is a demotivator? It is when we're compared to other people. When my performance, like how I do dancing in a Zumba class, is compared to the person next to me. Thankfully, you don't have to worry about that in my Zumba class. It's dark there. We all just dance and have a great time. We don't compare ourselves to other people. We're just in it for ourselves. So when my daughter was in gymnastics, I was thankful that she took on that mindset because she wasn't the best. She wasn't. Her team went to state. She was never even on the varsity. And she still kept working at it. What did she get out of it? This is giving you the trick. Are you ready? She put a lot of effort into it. And the more effort she put into it, the better she got. She got in better physical behavior. She made better friends and got to know her group. She got to go on these exciting adventures to state and out to dinner and different things. Even if they hadn't went to state, they had such a fun time working, all of them, on getting their skills the best that they possibly could. So she still got a lot out of it. So let me tell you, Carolyn Dweck has done the most amazing research. Are you ready for the top tip to keep kids motivated and working hard even when things get tough? It's the power of yet. It's using the words not yet. So what Carolyn found, she has done so much research, and they've literally taken the lowest performing schools and helped them turn into the highest performing schools. Schools that have typically low performing students in high areas of poverty and that kind of thing outperformed areas where the like Microsoft kids were. The kids were outperforming. How? They focused on the power of yet, that the harder you work on it, the better you get. And so what motivates kids is this message, not that you have to win or you got the best score or you did better than somebody else or you got A's. That makes me proud. It's how hard did you work at it? How much effort did you put in? So Carolyn did the study. She gave kids a project to do that was more difficult than what they could do. So here they get these math problems. It's beyond what they can do. What happened? Some of the kids had what we call a growth mindset. They were excited about the challenge. They really felt like, wow, I'm being pushed here. I'm going to work really hard and I'm going to see what happens. That's because their worth wasn't dependent on somebody else's praise. It wasn't dependent on how they performed. They knew when they were working hard, they were getting smarter. When they put more effort, they were getting better. They had a growth mindset. There was another set of kids. Do you know what they did? They had what she calls a fixed mindset. So what a fixed mindset is it's me believing that, you know what, I'm either good at math or I'm not. I'm either good at dancing or I'm not. I'm either good at writing or I'm not. And none of those are true. The harder I work, the better I get. That's the truth. So what did the kids with the fixed mindset do when they were given a more difficult set of problems? Well, they talked to them afterward, and this is what they said. They said, you know what? I'm not very good at it. I'm not good at these problems. So I compare myself to somebody else who did worse than me, and then I feel better about myself. Some of them said next time they were going to choose easier tasks so that they didn't have to deal with that feeling of not feeling like they could do it. They would just choose something easier. Some kids said, you know what? Next time they would cheat. Now, I don't think one of us out there, whether you're a parent, childcare provider, you don't want your kids to cheat to look better, do you? You don't want them to get a better grade because you did their homework, right? We want them to do better because they worked harder, because they put their guts into it, because they kept working even when it got challenging for them. So in order to do that, we focused on this growth mindset. So what I did is on my blog, I put the link to Carolyn Dweck's video talking about mindset. Share it with your parents and with other providers, anybody you know who works with young kids, because she's going to talk about how to really build that growth mindset so kids stay dedicated even when they run into a challenge. And then this is the fun part. For young children, there are videos that teach the power of yet. The power of you don't have it yet, but if you keep working, I know you'll get it. So they're struggling with the scissors and they can't cut. And you say, oh, you're working hard with that scissors. Your fingers are getting stronger. You don't have it yet. But when you keep working at it, you get better. And you're going to be so good at cutting that scissors, you just keep working. That sends them the powerful message that that it's not fixed. They aren't either good at it or not, that we can all get better if we keep working. So Sesame Street. Are you ready for this? Sesame Street has put out 2 videos that I know of. Maybe there's more. You should put them in the comment notes if you knew of them. But they're teaching kids about the power of yet. So they used songs and different things to teach the lesson of that. I tried this and it didn't work. I failed the first time, but then I kept working and then I got it. So I also linked that on my blog. So not only will you get to see kind of how different praise affects kids, that's the first short video, and then Carolyn Dweck talking about her research and how they brought the lowest performing schools to the highest performing and used language and support and certain kinds of praise to get kids to really keep working even when it got difficult. You also have some videos there that you can show young kids to teach them in a fun way this lesson. So what I want to know is if you have any questions or anything, I'll be around for a little bit, but I wanted to share that with you, the power of yet, really focusing on, I know you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to, just keep working at it. So let me tell you, you guys can write any questions you have, but I'm going to tell you a question that a parent had about this in one of my classes. She said, well, Raylene, though, what if you know that they'll never be good at it? What if you know they'll never be good at it? That is a fixed mindset. That's fixed. That's deciding, you know what? They're either the physical kind of person or they're the intellectual kind of person. They're either the musically inclined or the athletic inclined. And it's not true. You do not know what that child can do. You could have an inkling, and actually what you believe about the child is going to impact the outcomes. But if you say you could be the best basketball player ever, you keep working, you're going to be so good, what do you have to lose? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to go and try and work really hard and get skills and make friends and become more athletic. They're not going to go to the Olympics? Is that really what they're working for? So what do you have to lose? Send the child positive messages that you believe that they can do it, that the harder they work at it, the better they will get, and they will get better and they'll have some fun doing it. Let me give you a link to that blog so you can watch. If you have another 15 minutes, watch a couple of these videos. These videos teach powerful lessons about the power of yet. And if you like this message that I'm sending today, share it. Share it on your page, share it with the people that you love, that you care about, that have children in their lives that you care about, because the reality is we are more together. When we come together and learn and grow, we all are better. I'm here to support you. It's not easy. There are so many different ways of doing this, and there's not really one right or wrong way, but when you focus on a growth mindset, kids start to believe that they can. And when they believe they can, they actually just might. Somebody becomes a president. Somebody wins. But that's not what it's all about, is it? It's the fun you have along the way. Thank you so much, everybody. That's your nugget for today. Take care. Over and out.